and welcome to yet another session at NestGen 2024. My name is Neil and I'm from the customer success team here at Flightbase, and I'm really excited to be your host for today. This session is very close to my heart since I have personally worked closely with the speakers that I'm going to introduce with you today, and I can't wait for them to share their stories and their insights with you. Before we begin, let me know how it's going with you. How are you finding the session so far at NestGen 2024? If you have any suggestions, your thoughts, please comment in the chat box and share your experiences. We also have a NestGen wall of love. It should be on the left side of your screen. And please let us know what your learnings are so that we can curate better courses going forward in the next season of NestGen. So with that being said, if you've been following the drone and the docking station industry for quite some time, you're likely familiar with Heisha Tech. Their rugged drone docks have been making waves and addressing a lot of challenges across all industries like security and surveillance, traffic monitoring, and solar inspections. And today we are going to dive into the real world impact of Heisha's deployments worldwide. And I'm thrilled to have you here as we explore how Heisha's innovative solutions are reshaping various sectors. So over the past few years, Heisha has deployed their docking stations with a network of trusted solution providers and system integrators to deploy their docks globally. And these deployments aren't just about technology, they represent practical solutions to very complex problems that we face in the autonomous drone industry. And that is what exactly we're going to cover in the session today. So with that being said, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce you to our speakers. First, I would like to introduce James. Hi, James. Welcome to NestGen 2024.
Thank you, everyone. Hi, everyone. Good to see you here again.
Yes. So a quick introduction about James. He's the managing director and co-founder at Heisha, with over 6 years of experience in the UAS marketing and sales. James truly believes that a smart charging station driven by a comprehensive command and control system can enable drones and uncrewed systems for various use cases globally. We also have with us Matteo, who's joining us from Belgium. He's the founder and CEO of Cybrid Trust, a trusted solution partner of both Heisha and Flightbase, who has been actively using and deploying the Heisha docks in the European region.
Hi,
so, hi Matteo, how's it going? Excited for you to be here. Yeah. So a little brief about Matteo. Matteo is a drone enthusiast with the mind of an engineer and the heart of a security professional. He started Cybrid Trust in 2019 to provide turnkey deep tech solutions across a variety of industries. With his expertise in autonomous aerial vehicles, he was able to integrate smart sensors with powerful automation technology to create a versatile and deployment ready system. So once again, James and Matteo, glad that you're here at NestGen, and we're having a session on how you've been using this solution and catering to various use cases. I'm sure everyone is really excited for the session, and they learn a lot of things along the way. So, yeah. Before we begin, I have a few housekeeping rules. So we are going to, engage a lot in the chat section. So if you have any specific questions, don't hesitate to put them in the chat section. We'll be prompt in responding to them. This session is also getting recorded and will be published soon for everyone's reference. We also have a Heisha booth in the expo section. So if you want to learn more about their offerings, you can visit the booth and connect with their team. And last but not the least, like if you're liking this session, please drop a LinkedIn post or a Twitter post. Use the hashtag NestGen. We also have a few surprises for a few selected people. So show us some love, tell us what you liked, and we'll get back to you. And yeah, before we begin, I want to thank DJI Enterprise for being our title sponsor and Sunflower Labs for being our gold sponsor and giving us their invaluable support in hosting NestGen. And with that, Matteo and James, I hand it over to you so you can take forward from here and tell us about all your offerings and how you are globally solving a lot of use cases.
Okay, thank you, Neil, for the introduction. Before I'm going to present my slides and talk about deployment in worldwide, I like to also talk a little about the relationship between me and Matteo, and also with Flybase. So we've been working with Flybase and Matteo since the very beginning, 4 or 5 years ago, since we started our business. And Flybase has been a very great and professional partners with us in terms of software to control, to do mission control in terms of drones and drone dogs, and also has been very supportive in the deployment work of our drone dog worldwide. While Matteo is actually also a very close partner with us. He's now working in multiple countries with us to help us to provide the total solutions to the end user. And there has been many successful cases working with Matteo. And so today, he is going to share his ideas and his experience in being a service provider, a total solution provider with our product and also with the service of Flybase. Okay, now without further ado, I'd like to share my screen. Okay, can you all see my screen?
Yes, James, it's visible.
Okay, so again, well, we need to mention the slogan of Heisha slogan. We are a boat mansion builder. We build mansions for robots, not only for drones but also for all kinds of robots. At the very beginning, I like to share a video with you. This originally should have sounds, but I don't know how to turn on the sound. But I will explain alone while we're playing the video. This is the progress of the evolution of Heisha Dog that we've been made over the past few years. So in 2003, last year, we have launched our new D40, the firefighting drone dog. Drone dog for firefighting drones that carries firefighting canister. So the size is like a house, small house. So that's what we launched in last year. We also launched the decap actually also last year, which can be mounted on top of vehicle, and D135. That's our long revolutionized product. And this is the video footage from Belgian partner that Matteo is very familiar with. This for solar panel inspection in Taiwan. This is for we've started to provide a decap solution for Hong Kong policemen. This is oil and gas inspection with our Vito fixed wing drone dog. This is an inspection mission over a holiday resort in one of the provinces in China. In 2020, the decap light we launched in late 2020, and the V200, that's the drone dog, the container drone dog, and also our D80. But this is actually the previous version. D50 now replaced by D80. EMOS is the boat mansion operating system, the brain of the drone dog. The inspection work over compound. This is the animation showing the drone dog for logistic drones. This is for a mining application. This is our previous RADS. A box like drone. Back in 2021, the DP, I think Matteo also remember this very well. We released D80 very early back in the year. So as we have many partners in countries, so we've been providing with drone dogs for the different applications over the year. So this is like a trace back of our product. You can see some of the original charging pad on drone dog we made at the very beginning of our business. Okay, now to talk about the product lines of Heisha, now we have our standard product, which we're trying to mass produce it, and actually we already mass produce it. The DNest 5 based on the D80 drone dog, and now we have reached about 200 sets per month in terms of production capacity. I think it's one thing to make a very good product from the lab by the engineer, but it's another thing to be able to make them in massive production line, because you need normal worker to be able to assembling the line rather than a experienced engineer. So D80 as our first and primary mass-produced product, we now has already transferred this product to a factory-made product, and that's why we were able to produce as many units as what I just said, 200 units per month. But apart from the standard product, we still make customized product, which means that the product is made by the engineers from our lab. Of course, the cost would be different, but we can still customize according to different drone dogs, to different drone models and different robots, different types of drone dog. The first one is the canopy type. That's very close based on our very original design with a canopy opening and dome like a bucket like cover. Also, we have the cabinet type, which looks like a house. This is the customized product that we made, as you can see in the video, for our firefighting drones that carries firefighting canister. We also have the vehicle-mounted drone dog, and also a container type. All of this we can customize. And also, if you have any new ideas that you want us to make according to the drone models, we can also customize it. And of course, if necessary, if the quantity requires, we can of course mass produce them and make the costs much lower. So the first case I like to share is this is with our partner SolarBolt from Japan, and he's been using he's deployed the drone D80 with flight-based software in the Kanagawa area for the river patrol near Tokyo, the big city. So on a daily basis, flying over the rivers for pollution inspection, see if there's any illegal construction or any illegal pouring out the polluted material into the river. That's been a very successful case for us in Japan. The second one is we made the vehicle-mounted drone dog, the DCAP, for a Hong Kong policeman, the PTU. Last year, they started to deploy the drone dog to all of his PTU teams. So in terms of emergency response, they can have a team to scramble the drone in the air. And as everybody knows that Hong Kong is a very small area, small city. So they need to be able to fly the drone manually. So Flybase were able to provide both auto mission and also manual fly. in a crowded city area. The second case is also we did a deployment in Dominican Republic in the Caribbean region. We helped the partners to deploy over 8 drone dogs in the coastal area because the Santo Domingo is a coastal city, so we deploy the drone dog in all over the city for traffic monitoring and for inspection, see if there's any emergency. If there's a traffic jam, the partner will scramble the drone to that point of interest and send back some footage for discussion for how we can make solve the traffic jam. The first case is this is also done by Matteo. I think Matteo can later touch on this. It's a project in Barcelona for our Spanish client. So it's also for a security inspection over some facilities. The fifth case is the D40 that I also mentioned several cases. That is, we made this drone dog a house-sized drone dog for a big hexa drone that carries firefighting canisters in terms of emergency of wildfire in the forestry area in Beijing, the capital city of China. And besides we made the drone, the charging dock, the charging pad to charge the drone. We also made the mechanism that can swap the fire canister underneath the drone, so that there's no human operation requirement to change the canister. So if the drone finished dropping one of the canister, he can just come back and then reload by the drone dock a new canister, and continue on to the next mission. This is the V200, our drone dock based on container for the VTOL fixed wing drone. This application is for it's in our northwest province in Xinjiang, where the client used the VTOL fixed wing to do a pipeline inspection. It's about for each they have divided the pipeline into several sections. For each section, the length is this distance about 40 kilometers. So the drone will be able to fly along the pipelines to do inspection work. Besides some standard cameras, the drone can also carry some loudspeakers, some alarm system, and also a parachute. In case of emergency, the drone can still protect itself. Yeah, so this is our cases in different countries and different areas with different drone dock design. So you have the canopy, you have the vehicle-mounted drone dock, you have the house-sized drone dock, you have the container-sized drone dock. So this has been a spectrum, showcase the spectrum of the full spectrum of our products. So in a word, we make both mentions for different robots and different drones.
Yeah.
So now I'd like to hand it over to Matteo, so he can share some of your experience of being a total solution provider when you are deploying the Heisha drone dog and with flight-based software in many countries in Europe, in Middle East, and in North America.
Thank you, James. I couldn't have made a better introduction and stressing of our outstanding collaboration of the three company of us since the beginning of this adventure. Could you just please confirm my screen is visible? And if not, let me check if the screen sharing is successful. Normally it should be the case.
It's a blank screen as of now, Matteo.
Yeah, it's a black screen.
Okay, then let me address this. So
it's actually split into two. It's not slide by slide. Maybe there's an option to.
Normally it's presenting in another screen, and let me see. I'm just sharing the wrong screen. Apologize.
If I can help, I can help you to share my screen. I have your slides if you want.
Okay, or I just try the other one. And is it better? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So after this super introduction on the products of Heisha and the different use case that James has exposed, I will enlighten a bit more on what is actually Cybrid Trust doing as a Heisha drone-in-a-box solution provider, total solution provider. And my focus will be a bit more on the implementation side of the activities related to drone in the box, the different markets and segments that we serve, and type of operations related to this ecosystem. So just to give a little overview, first of all about Cybrid Trust in a nutshell. So we are an all-around robotics company specialized in drone, anti-drone, sensors, software integration. Our activities are a fair share of solution engineering coupled with service delivery and managed services. And we are now entering our fourth year indeed of cooperation with Heisha and Flight now, and cumulative experience in drone-in-a-box operations. So I'm quite proud to say that we have hit now up to around 20 deployments across 5 different European countries. To give a bit of insights on the type of customers and organizations that we serve, we have critical infrastructure like harbor. We work closely with research centers here in Belgium, for example, which purchased also our solution. Then we deployed power distribution company and solar farms for what relates to energy. We work closely with MNOs, so mobile operators, and law enforcement and military. And of course, inspection companies and private security companies are also our customers. So just to have an overview of the map, so now we are present, as I mentioned, in 5 different European countries, and I am counting here only live deployed solutions, not ongoing projects that are not yet fully rolled out and that indeed span across Europe and beyond. So our company specializes in the whole range of Heisha docking solutions, and we have actually most of the product visible in Europe, in Belgium, in Zaventem, so in Brussels, where we are based. We have like a showroom and R&D, integration, assembly, and eventually production capability. And yeah, so that's a bit in a nutshell the overview of what we are doing with drone in the box. Now I will go a bit into more details. So it's a very simple slide in appearance, but which has actually the goal to illustrate a bit what is a bit less visible when we consider drone in the box technologies and products. It's more the whole ecosystem around it and the whole what I call the drone in a box cycle, and I will explain in a moment why I call it a cycle as well, because Cybrid Trust has been now since the beginning of this since the beginning of the rollout of this technology, active in all the building blocks that constitute the solution, the drone in the box solution. And this can actually relate both to power supply, alternative source of energy to operate the drone in the box solution, low-level electronics integration and customization, drone, different type of drone integration and payload, connectivity. So, for example, 5G or 4G integration, software integration, different type of deployment mode with respect of the type of system architecture, software architecture that is adopted to deploy those solutions. So all this to illustrate that on the side of the technology today, to develop and deploy drone-in-the-box technology is not just a matter of a product, but it's a whole ecosystem that requires close collaboration with the partners involved, and the ability to master each of those aspects to propose a successful customer journey. This was more so in the first part of the slide, you really see the more technology related aspects, and then there is the more let's say process or human centric activities that Cybrid Trust carries in relation with the drone in the box. That also goes like range from the very beginning, user requirement and functional specification definition, up to production or assembly and integration of the solution. We usually then perform a factory acceptance test in our workshop in Belgium before going through the whole phase of deployment, site acceptance test, training, and documentation. And then post-delivery, we have like hypercare support and maintenance activities. So those are more like managed services related activities, but they are part of this solution that we propose to our customer. So that's a bit everything on my side. Wanted to raise a bit more awareness on all the aspects that relate to the drone in the box. And as you can see, there is still a lot of room for professionalization of this industry. It's very exciting, and it requires really a mastery of a lot of technologies. So if there is any other questions more specific to the rollout of the solution or the product itself, of course, we are always reachable, and we can answer maybe some questions on the topic.
Sure. Thanks, Matteo, for giving us an overview about your offering and how you are able to deploy the Heisha docking stations for various use cases. So, and thanks, James, as well, for showing your impressive lineup of docking stations and how each specific docking station caters to a lot of different use cases. We have the perfect partnership. It is important to get the right dock, get the right solution, where Matteo is coming in and helping us with a perfect deployment so that the customers are able to realize the value of what we are able to offer them, and more importantly, realize the value of an autonomous system, right? So yeah, thank you. And we have a few questions. If we can just take a minute or so to answer those. So maybe this is both for Matteo and James. So can you briefly help us understand the commercial agreement between Heisha and Cybrid? For example, if you want to use a Heisha docking station for giving automated services, do they have to buy the dock, or it's available as a service, or Heisha is bearing the asset cost, and some things like that?
Okay, so I will go first, and then Matteo, you can add more. So for that, Matteo is a partner for many European countries. He get the hardware from us and the software part from Flybase, and then he, as a service provider or solution integrator, would provide the total solution to the end user. As he mentioned in his slides, that it's not only about the hardware of the drone dock or software of the drone dog. We have to add more value-added service on top of
Yes.
that. He can also provide on-site installation service, training service, after-sales service, annual maintenance service, all kinds of service that he needs to provide. So if you want to get the hardware, it depends on which country you're from. But if you're from Europe, I think you can also get it from Matteo. But the drone dog is not simply as getting a hardware and software and then that's all, because I think it's a complete solution. So you need not only the software and the hardware, you also need many services. And also, I think as previously discussed with Matteo, he's also trying to establish a small network in Belgium, so he can be a service operator. So what he can provide is not on, if clients wants to choose, he can either choose to get the total solution, to purchase the solution from him, or he can only provide the service to you. You can just rent and these. I think that detail would refer to Matteo. So.
Yeah, I think I can just complement your answer, James, by adding just few additional inputs. So to answer the question, and of course, we can propose both as a service approach and a rental mode. That's an interesting business model for everyone in the way we can collaborate with our customers in Europe or abroad. But the more how do you say to go a bit more in depth in the answer, I would say that the level of ambition of such a customer is very important here. The Heisha product has the ability to support a full scalability and rollout of such a solution. And in the case, in that case, of course, it is, I think, compulsory to have a local partner to support that journey. But yes, if you just the product as is in a very single use it's quite easy to deploy. It does not have a particular complexity, unless, of course, you want to project yourself in the future and be able to keep your total cost of ownership, evolve with the technology, both in terms of drone, of connectivity, and so on. And from our experience on the European market and quite numerous live deployment that we delivered, there is not a drone in the box that fit and tick all boxes at the moment. You need to have this flexibility, this modularity to adapt to the requirements. And this is precisely why you work with integrators like us, for example.
Yeah. Just to add on top of that, Matteo, as James was also saying, I think one of the key takeaways from the session is also that you need to ensure that the customer is deriving a lot of value from the solutions, and in order to do that, you need to be a part of their workflows. And you can only be a part of their workflows if you do pick and choose the right integrations for them, select maybe the right docking station when it comes to the use case. So maybe let's say the R80 or the D135 when it comes to the Heisha's offering. And that is where Heisha and Cybrid Trust they come into the picture. So thanks again for sharing all those insights. Really appreciate it. Appreciate you spending the time and sharing your experience with us. I am sure that our audience is taking away a lot of insights and learnings from this session. Before we wrap up, James and Matteo, any final closing thoughts? We are a little above time, but quickly, if you want to give a key takeaway or a summary from your experiences, that would be great.
Okay, so I will start first. So I from many feedbacks from my clients, I think this year is going to be a year of drone dog solutions all over the world. In order to provide a solution to the end user, we need to we need to be able to understand the requirements on site, because if you're sitting in the office, you're only hearing a fraction of requirements, you won't able to understand the big picture of the end user's requirements. So I think it's important that we as a hardware provider and software partners as Flybase needs to work much more close with solution providers like Matteo, as they are on site. They understand the end user, even to visit the end user with the solution integrators with them, so that we can have a live a comprehensive understanding of what the requirement really needs from the end user. Even sometimes the end user says this, but sometimes it's not actually what they need. So we need to be on site to understand. So it's very important that we need to have some partners like Matteo that yeah.
Yes.
Yes, just to conclude from our perspective, we really see that the figures are really growing in terms of those deployment. I said earlier in my slides that we hit, I think, 20 dockings live and deployed. Just this year, 2024, we expect to double that figures. And I'm talking only on more or less sales pipe that are almost booked. So to support such a growth in terms of deployment and growth of the ecosystem itself, I think there is room for quite some players, and we each player, each contributor to the ecosystem know where is excelling the best, and this way we can better serve the industry, of course.
Yeah, thanks, James and Matteo. And again, to add to that, we also see that this industry is positioned for scale in 2024 and the years that are yet to come. And it's really important to build a great ecosystem and get the synergy from all the players, so that you give an end-to-end solution. So yeah, thank you for coming on stage and telling us about your dock deployments. That really helps. I'm sure the audience is much more informed. And yeah, thank you for your time. The audience, we're going to have a networking roundtable right after this session. So there's a networking tab on your left. If you want to go and network with a few people, have a chat about a few things related to autonomous drone operations or anything specific, you can go to the networking tab and get started over there. Thanks once again for your time. Appreciate it, and have a great day. Have a great weekend, and see you soon. Bye bye. Thanks,
Thank
Jim.
you.
Thanks, Matteo.
Sure.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.